Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to talk about the Chrome developer tools, and I'm going to show you what they are first of all, and then how you can use them to help you write better CSS faster, so you can make your pages how they're supposed to look in a faster amount of time. And I'll show you what I mean by that as well. So first, let's just give you a quick overview of like what the developer tools are. So I'm just going to open up a website. Let's go to Disney.com. Okay. So here we are on Disney.com, a really popular website. And what we can do on this website or any other website is we can actually view the code on it and we can mess with it. And how we can do that is by using the Chrome developer tools. So you can access the Chrome developer tools by right-clicking on your mouse and going down to inspect and clicking on that. Left-click on inspect. Oops, I'm in the mobile view here. That's one of the features that I'll get to in a second. So that pulls up this stuff here, and you might have hit this. I think it's like F11. There's a shortcut for these, and we've probably all hit it once in our lives. And this popped up before you learned web development. You probably had no idea what the hell it was, but this is what it is. It's the Chrome developer tools, and it allows you to see the code on a page, select it, and edit it. Okay, so here's the code. We're in the elements area. And look, guys, this is all the code here. If you followed my HTML course, you see this UL, this unordered list. You know that that's the nav bar because that's what list items are. They're nav bars. And look at that. I'm selecting all the list items here. And the same goes for anything on the page. You can select anything on this page just by hovering over this. Or you can use the selector tool here. Just click on it. And then you can just select it straight on, and it'll tell you where. See how the code is changing in the bottom there. Look at that. That's the developer tools. And you can even go in here. You can even edit code. So let's click on movies and put, you can literally just put poop. Look. That changed it to poop. Now, that's not going to save that. We're not actually editing the website in real time. If we refresh, poop disappears and we're back to movies. But that just shows you that you can view live changes in code and change code before you even write it in your text editor. And that can greatly speed up your development process, especially if you're a front-end developer and you're trying to copy a professional design, okay? So what do I mean by that? Well, let me give you a practical example of what that means. Because as a developer, a lot of times you're going to have a design that you're building for a client or whatever company you're working for, and they're going to give you the design file, and they're going to say, hey, I want a web page that looks exactly like this. And that's where you come in as the developer, and you use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, WordPress, whatever you have to use to get the job done. You have to use the code to make that happen, right? So I'm going to open up a design file called Figma, and I'm going to pull up this. This is a professional design from a website called frontendmentor.com, and I'm just going to demonstrate like where developer tools come in handy. So let's pretend like I'm working for some kind of web agency or a client freelancing, and they want this page built specifically. And let's pretend like I'm building this top part, okay? So this top part, I'll tell you right now, the two things that are going to be the biggest pain in the butt about this top part are these images right here. These are actually background images. These aren't HTML. These are CSS, guys. These images are added using CSS, and they're positioned in a very specific way. So for me to get images like this, I could either add them in CSS and then do a bunch of guesswork as to how I should do that in the code, or I can put them in my page and I can click on the images and then edit their positioning from there and then copy paste that code in my code so I can actually see in real time what I'm doing on the page. So let's demonstrate that, okay? Because that might be confusing. First, let's get the images. And don't worry about this part. This is just an example that I'm showing you. I'm using a design software called Figma. And this is not a Figma tutorial. This isn't like a hardcore design tutorial. I'm just doing this part just strictly for learning purposes, so you don't have to understand this part, but you'll see why I'm doing this in a second, okay? So I'm just going to download this image. So I'm going to say large BG circles is what I'll call this. CIR CLES. Let's see if I can spell circles. Okay, and then I'm going to grab this one and export it and download it. We're going to name it small BG circles because they're smaller. Okay, got those images now. I'm going to get out of this, and I'm going to make a new file or a new folder in here, and I'm going to name it 3-dev tools example dot, or not dot anything, just dev tools example. And then within that, I'm going to make a file of index.html. I'm going to make my style.css file, and I'm going to make an image folder to put those images in. And again, guys, just bear with me. This is very important here, okay? Because without this, you're going to have no context as to why developer tools are important. And like everybody else that teaches this stuff, they don't show you a practical example, and then you're just left scratching your head of why the hell you even learned it, because you have no idea why it's important. So I'm going to show you. I'm just going to name this page BG Circles, and then I'm going to connect my CSS sheet. Go link. Oh, let's do it up here. Over a title. We'll say link style.css. And code along with me, guys. I know I'm going a little faster, but that's because all this HTML I've already explained before in my HTML course. So if you're not very familiar or good with HTML, check that course out, okay? All right, so let's go back and, well, let's launch our page here. First of all, I'm going to use I'm using Visual Studio Code, and I'm using the live server extension, which you can download here if you're on Visual Studio Code, and then you can launch your pages and update them live. So there we go. I got my file. And I'm going to make this design with the background circles, and I'm going to edit them in real time to get them looking like the design using developer tools, okay? This is what dev tools are good at. So look at our design. We have the large circle in this corner, and we got the small circle in this corner, and we have a dark blue background. And I'm actually going to grab that color so I can make it the same color at least, which is this dark purple. This is the beauty of design software right here. And I'm not even I'm not a designer, but I'm really good at making designs in code. You don't have to be a pro designer to make cool stuff. So I'm going to call that the header. And I'm going to go to my styles, and I'm going to do a CSS reset. That selector, the asterisk, means select all. And I'm going to get rid of all the default padding on the page, all the default margin on the page, and I'm going to set box sizing to border box. Don't worry about what any of that means right now. Just pay attention to how I'm going to use the dev tools, okay? I'm going to select my header. I'm going to say background color. Give it that dark purple that we selected from the design, and I'm going to give it a width of 100%. I want this thing going all the way across the page, and I'm going to give it a height of 600 pixels. There's our background, okay? And now I'm going to add those images. I'm going to say background image URL. And now we have our image folder. So I don't think I dragged the images in yet. Let's go to downloads. I'm going to select both of these. I'm going to hold shift, click them both, get them in my image folder. And now I'm going to say /image, large background circles. There they are. And then I'm going to do a comma, URL, and I'm going to do, comma, URL, and I'm going to do /image, small background circles. And, did we got rid of one of our parentheses here, I believe. There we go. There, now we got both images there. But they're a little messed up because background images repeat by default. It's just one of those CSS things. Using a property called background repeat. Okay, and then no repeat. And we got to put it twice because we have two background images. There. Now there's just one of each, just like they're supposed to be. And now we're going to go ahead and position these images using a property called background position. And this is where the dev tools are going to come in super handy, because otherwise this would take forever. So I'm going to say 0%, 0%, And then I'm going to do a comma, 0%, 0%. And those percentages are height, or are up and down, left and right, up and down, left and right for both image. And you're going to see what those do now. All right, so we got our code in here. This is our hard code. Now we got to get these circles looking like the design. And I have two choices. I can use the dev tools to help me position these, and then I can copy the code and put it in my text editor, or I can blindly just manipulate these percentages, and it'll take me hours and hours to get it right. So I'll put like 10% here. What does that do? And I have to go back and look at the page. I don't even know what that did. So let's go back, and it moved it over here a little bit. Okay. So again, I would have to figure that out for like an hour. Or I could just right click, click inspect, click my selector, get the header here, and I could, we got our header selected, and we got to go into our CSS. So HTML is here, CSS is here. And now, see my percentages? Now I can manipulate where this thing is in real time and actually not have to guess. So, see that? So let's move our circles over here, because I think they're about right there. So maybe like minus 2% for the first one. And then let's change where it is up and down. Because I think, let's look at the design really quick. I think it's down a little bit. Yeah, see, it's down a little bit, almost midway in the page. And this is real development, guys. You're actually watching like real web development right now, which very few people are going to show you on YouTube. They're just going to show you a bunch of theory and explain stuff that doesn't make any sense to you because you don't know what the hell it does, because it's not practical. Move the circles down to like here, 34%. That's good. See how that looks on the full page? Yep, that's good, because remember that logo is like right here. Now let's move these over here where they belong. So let's select this. Oh, can't select it. I keep forgetting it's a background image, so it's just right here. See, even I still make mistakes after like years and years of doing this. All right, so select this one, and I'm manipulating these by going up and down on my arrow keys. I should have probably mentioned that sooner. Up and down on the arrow keys on my keyboard. So I'm just going up right now. This is bringing this all the way over here where it's supposed to go. And it's about like that. So I'm going to say 102%. It's good to use percentages like this because that'll help make these mobile responsive for all devices. All right, so let's go. And then it's in the design. This is supposed to be like down here. So let's make that happen. We're going to manipulate the second percentage here. I go up on my keyboard again until it goes down to where I want it to be. And this is the beauty of developer tools, guys. I would be doing, who knows how long it would take me messing around with this to get this right. Okay, so we'll say 90% for the second one. That's good enough. Let's see how we did. This is how real developers do it, guys. So that's down a little too far. Let's just bring that up a little bit and I'll be happy with it. So let's go back to my developer tools and select my header. Move it up, 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 up. Move this up here to 75. And I'm going to move the big circles up a little bit because I think those are too low. Ooh, big circles. Right here. Oh, nope, that's left, right, my bad. Up, I'm going to go up. Go up to 20%. Make it 23. Why not? Okay. Boom. See where the circles are in the design? How did we do? Let's get rid of these. I'm going to X out of this. Not bad. That's pretty close. Again, imagine how much time that would have took if I would have just blindly written CSS in my page without using the developer tools. A really long time, guys. So that's why developer tools are so important and why you should learn them. So again, to access them, you can just right-click and click Inspect. And I have a whole other tutorial where I actually built that very page in the design. It's like a 9-part series. Is it 9 parts? It's multiple videos, and we break this design down piece by piece. And I build it in professional, semantic, HTML, and CSS like a real web developer would for a real company. So you could probably learn a lot from that series. Go check it out. I'll link it in the description. But yeah, guys, so that's Chrome developer tools. That's why they're important. I encourage you now to go off on your own. Go to your favorite website, or go to Disney and select elements and edit text and see what kind of crazy stuff you can do. All right? Thank you so much for watching.